Hello dear students, welcome back to EDUHUNT video lecture series. In this session we are going to discuss about the next life cycle type, that is Diplontic life cycle. In Diplontic life cycle, Diplontic, the name itself is indicating that diploid phase, that is sporophytic phase. Yes, sporophytic phase is dominant over the haploid phase. Even the vegetative phase also occurs in the diploid phase, and the sporophyte is independent photosynthetic phase of the plant, as we have seen in higher angiospermic plants. The sporophyte bears the sex organs that produce gametes through meiosis. Sex organs, always they undergo meiosis to produce the spores, which are haploid. These sex organs produce the gametes, which on fusion they produce they yield the sporophyte. These gametes fuse to form the zygote, which is a first cell of the sporophytic phase. And here gametophytic phase is short-lived, and it is represented by the haploid gametes. Only the gametophytic phase is restricted, very short-lived, restricted to gametophytes only. Gametophytic phase is restricted, it is short-lived, and it is confined to gametes only. That is why this life cycle, which is dominated by the sporophytic phase, which is a diploid phase, that is why this kind of life cycle is known as Diplontic life cycle. Diplontic life cycle. And also there is no alternation of generation, because the spores, the gametes are very short-lived. After fusion, immediately they produce the zygote, and this type of life cycle is found in all seed-bearing, that is angiosperm plants. That is, even gymnosperms also, the dominating life cycle phase of the life cycle is sporophyte. Gymnosperms and angiosperms, that is, in phanerogams, the dominating phase of the life cycle is the sporophyte. In alga, fucus shows Diplontic life cycle, which is very important. Though it is an alga, in this alga fucus, the dominant phase of the life cycle is diploid phase. That is why Diplontic life cycle is seen in one of the algal members, that is fucus. It is very important. And next, third category, third type of life cycle is haplodiplontic life cycle. This is intermediate condition where both phases, multicellular phases, are often found and which are free living, and the haploid gametophyte is it produces the gametes in the sex organs, and the gametes fuse to form the zygote, which on germination will give rise to the diploid sporophyte. And this sporophyte is, the diploid sporophyte produces the spores on meiosis, and these spores on germination will give rise to the gametophytic phase, which is a haploid one. And these spores on germination will give rise to the gametophyte, and thus it represents a true alternation of generation. This type of life cycle is found in bryophytes, pteridophytes, and in some algae like Ectocarpus and Polysiphonia. Ectocarpus belongs to brown algae Phaeophyceae, and the Polysiphonia, which is a red algal member, that is Rhodophycean member. This is the haplontic life cycle, this is diplontic life cycle, and it is the haplodiplontic life cycle. You can see clearly that haplontic life cycle, where the zygote, the diploid phase is very short lived, but in diplontic life cycle haploid phase is short lived. In haplodiplontic, almost equally both the phases occurring in the life cycle equal importance. That is why haplodiplontic. In haplodiplontic, haploid phase little bit dominant over the diploid, that is why haplodiplontic we are saying. So these are the different life cycles of angiospermic and even plant life cycles. In the next class, we will see the worksheet answers.